It's time for the plumbing. The C-flow, SureFlow, or FlowJet. It's gonna be hard to find the perfect connection. Pipe dope. Put it on the male part. If it's too hard, male part goes in a soft female part, the female part can crack. I did put in another kind of piece of wood to be able to install all the things securely. I primed it. I'm gonna screw it in. It is gonna go here, and then this pump is gonna go like in this area. You kind of just have to see with the hoses that you have how like sturdy and flexible they are, and usually they are not really. You kind of have to see how this all fits in this small space. I have this foam that came with the faucet, and I'm gonna kind of glue that in the back to help with vibration, because that's what's gonna be the culprit of having noise problems with the water pump. The accumulator also helps, but yeah, why not just use some trash that you have? So that's I guess that's what I do all the time. And I have a second one of these, and I might like wrap the hoses in some areas with that too. Installed these guys on this. I kind of made sure that this is like the right height and stuff, and this is, you know, this is not perfect but it's I can always put something in between. It's not gonna be that bad. And yeah, this accumulator, like it looks upside down, and I was confused the whole time. And I also just like yesterday evening decided that I'm gonna put it on there like this. Yeah, apparently this orientation is better for winterizing, which we might have to do. It does not come pressurized. So with this, you kind of like take this off, and then you put your like bike pump in there, and then you should charge it to, I think, like 30 psi. Good morning. I don't know anything about plumbing, basically. In the Astro, I did just a foot pump, but this time we wanted to go a little more all in and do an electrical pump, FlowJet pump, SureFlow accumulator, and then you also need a filter. The filter goes before the pump, and the accumulator goes after the pump, basically. It basically takes a lot of trips to Home Depot, a lot of returns, a lot of Amazon purchases that you're ending up to return. Be prepared to not find the exact fittings that you need. Try to plan a little more. Like, know your space. It was very confusing. You cannot connect all fittings with each other. They're not always compatible. For example, like PVC and any metal. Yeah, I didn't know that until like actually 2 days ago. So I had to change a few more things. If you do want to connect those, you have to make sure that the metal part, like the hard part, is the female part. The female part is the one with the hole, like always, and the male part is the skinny one. The female part has to be the hardest part, because if it's too hard, male part goes in a soft female part, the female part can crack. You rather want the male part to crack. It's not gonna crack, but you know, it's okay. Another thing is the different metals. So I don't know anything about like galvanized steel. No one uses that for potable stuff, I think. So I'm talking about brass and stainless steel. So 2 parts that I bought were stainless steel and 2 brass parts. With that, it is important that you know what kind of stainless steel you have. 400 something stainless steel, that's too far away from the metal of brass, like too many stages. So I only have the 304 stainless steel, and that's supposed to be okay. It's also not the best, and after time it can corrode. Just the mix of stainless steel and brass, kind of, and with water, of course. Yeah, it's not like a 10-year thing, probably, to be realistic. And if so, it's like super easy to change. So it should be fine. It's gonna be hard to find the perfect connection. T's, female and male and barb. Oh, there's also PEX. I thought I'm gonna go with PEX, but I don't have the space, don't even need it. I'm just connecting all the hard bits. There's shark bite, that's really highly talked about, but then also some people say there's a lot of leaks. There's flare it. It's like plastic connections, and it seems pretty legit, and I actually did buy some flare it parts, but then I ended up not having enough space, so I'm not using that. I'm not using any PEX. I'm just using this, but that goes before the pump, so anything after the pump is pressurized. For those connections, it would be better to use PEX, but this yeah, just goes before the pump, so it's not gonna be too pressurized, just a little bit, just a little vacuum. I think we're at a point where we can actually finally connect everything. For that final connection, I'm using True Blue. When you connect the threads, a lot of people use Teflon tape, and I watched a video of a very nice older man who knows his shit, and I'm just gonna trust him and say those are not the ones that you want to use. Those are more for like worn threads, but not for brand new stuff. With metal, those might just rip. It's best to use the, it's also called pipe dope, like the sealant. It's not like a permanent glue or anything. You're supposed to put it on the male part and then just screw it in, and that's okay. You can take it apart again, but it does like form a better seal. And this is for plastic and metal. So there are some that are only for metal, some only for plastic. This is a good, I mean, I don't know, has good reviews on Amazon, and it's kind of a universal thing, so that's probably what you want. Let's see. Yes. Comes with like a little applicator. I'll clean the threads first a little bit, and I'm gonna put the stuff on and connect everything bit by bit. See, it's like a little dirty, just a little bit. I'm gonna like brush it off and clean, because you definitely don't want any like debris in the threads. For pipe diameters of 1 3/4 inch or up to 1 3/4 inch, apply to male threads only. For larger pipes, apply to both. Let's stir this puppy. Yeah, quite thick. Okay. It's a bit stinky for sure. And yeah, that's what it's probably gonna be hard to reach and see all the creases or all the angles, you know, behind everything, but I hope it doesn't get inside. And remove any excess, whatever. Okay, are you clean, little lady? Oh my god. Which direction do I turn again? I'm turning right now. This is called a swivel adapter or a swivel base or whatever. Oh god, why does it not thread? I'm so confused. Yes, there we go. Thank God. Okay. And so this is hand tighten only. So you're supposed to like hand tighten it and then use a wrench and go like a 1/4 turn. Oh, I'm just gonna try to be strong. Yeah, okay. I think that's good. Let's wipe off all the stuff. in general, like all my fittings and all that, it's definitely not the best. I think like the healthiest or so would probably be if everything was like stainless steel and maybe nylon pipes or silicone pipes. I'm not 100% sure. So I think this is PVC, and the other one I have is also PVC. It's like PVC vinyl, but it's more like PVC. It can leach at high temperatures. That's why people with a hot water system use PEX. Let's connect this to the pump. This whole pump, it's one part of the silencer kit, the SureFlow silencer kit, because I guess the SureFlow pumps are like super loud. Any flexible hose before or and after the pump is gonna help with the sound. If it's all just like PEX and like super rigid, then that's gonna be louder. With this pump, I was a little confused how it works. So those things, you kind of you push them down, and then you can take off the fittings, so it comes kind of like with a hole. And there's a few fittings that come with the pump, which is nice. There is, let me just show you, 2 of those male pipe fittings, and there's 2 barb ones. There's a NPT, National Pipe Thread, and they're usually tapered. And then there's compression. This is, for example, compression. So all the faucets usually come with little compression females. I feel like if this is not gonna leak on the first try, like anywhere, man, this is I would feel like winning the f***ing lottery. So this is like the most common thing that you can find actually in any hardware store. It's a 3-inch, so this is always a 3-inch compression female, so you need 3-inch male, 3-inch male. And I thought like, oh, maybe it can go to another 3-inch male, but it only comes with a 3-inch female one, which I don't know why, but there is no 3-inch male T. I couldn't find it. This is a separate piece, a pipe thread adapter. So this is a male end, male compression end, and it goes into a female pipe thread. And then from here on out, everything is pipe thread. So it's only compression, compression, compression fitting, and then a little compression connector or like adapter to pipe thread. And this was a thing, I only found this on like Amazon. So this might be a little harder to find. This is a ball valve that to stop the water flow. This is on, this is off. And I don't know, some people put this before and after the pump, like to service it. I was kind of too lazy to also install it before the pump. So it's only here in case I need to do anything like with the faucet, I guess. So it's not like super necessary, but you know, could help. Those 2 are stainless steel 304, and this is brass. This is probably stainless steel too. Never thought about that. Seal it. Compression fittings, they have a little swivel nut. Everything else doesn't. This is also swivel, luckily. So if you can get things with a swivel thing, especially in things where you might have to like separate some things, do it, because that really makes it easier. Oh yeah, first I wanted to directly connect that to here, but then this one said like no metal, and I feel like, okay, I'd rather not trash this thing. I'd rather just trash this thing, you know, because this is completely built in, this little connection of this one, so that's why I'm using that. And that came with this, luckily. This is about like between $7 and $10. This thing I think was also around $10. Yeah, it has a little washer. Here it is, yeah. And this is like $15, which is kind of normal for those. And this also came with this guy. with this, and I connected those two. So that's where I'm at now. This is a weird angle, and this is not good. It kind of like wants to be here. So I do have to move this puppy up a little bit. But you see, I moved it like almost an inch up. And now this is a nice straight line. So this is the strainer, and it will live right here. Yeah, barb and all that. Of course, I have to seal up these threads here. They do also come with a barb. I didn't want to order a third one. Let me just loop those up. Good morning. Hi. This is all tightened down with some wrenches. So you want to use as many little rubber washers, gaskets in the female parts as possible. If there's something left over, just use it. Look at the arrow, so just make sure you don't mess that up. I'm not sure if that pump has like an entry and exit thing. It doesn't say anywhere, but I'm just guessing it's this way. That's how most people do it. So I don't know if you can be doing it from the other side. So yeah, now I'm gonna cut some of that to fit in between here. Get your clamps ready. It's always like a range, and you want the outer diameter of the pipe that you want to clamp down, you want that to be like the middle of the range. That's better. So I connected this to this. I kind of let it go behind this because it just fit better. This is locked in with that sealant. This is as well. It's just, yeah, it's hard to make it go down, but this is fine too. And now we just kind of have to make it go into here. This is our 7-gallon water tank. So it has this opening, which I'm just gonna use. This thing is already long enough. I already like measured it, and it kind of like reaches down like that. You could just connect this to this, right? But we wanted a quick connect system behind it. Oh yeah, that worked well. So this is a ball valve. Those two stainless steel things came in a set, just so that it's easier and like drip free, I guess, to switch out the water canister. Unfortunately, I bought this with a female thing because I thought originally that I'm gonna use this there, but I'm just not gonna, because yeah, seal those two things together. Done with the freshwater system. Now the gray water system. But before I start from there, I'm gonna put some Plumbers Putty on there. And they don't say to use it, but I don't know, Plumbers Putty is like a bit over $1. And yeah, why not? There's just like a foam gasket, and that's where we're gonna put the putty. Waterproof seal. Do not use on plastic. Dum da dum. Yeah, so there's different putty for different materials, and this is for just stainless steel. You cannot use that on those threaded seals. It's kind of like instead of silicone, but it's removable. Put it on here. Press it down, and whatever is too much, it will just like squirt out of the side. In with you. Screw it nicely, and just kind of like peels off. I don't know if you should like go in there much. Yeah, I mean, it does look a little funky. We opted for this container. We wanted it to be see-through so we can check the level of gray water, because I know in the Astro it was annoying to always kind of have to feel out how full it is. And yeah, I mean, this is probably gonna look a little gross after a while, but it doesn't matter. We just don't want any overflow situations. 5 gallons. And we are really happy that we bought this one because it has this like random little screw situation there. And I bought this. It's from Camco. It's especially for campers. And it's like 13 bucks, so pretty cheap. Because yeah, it kind of like prevents the smell. It's kind of like a drain trap. It's definitely the cheapest option on flexible drain traps that is available. It fits on perfectly. Oh boy. What am I doing? Is that right? Right, righty-tighty. God, stupid. Okay, I kind of want this facing this way, I think. I was worried about this part. It's just like a tiny thing blocked, you know, blocked by this, which I'm like, well, what is this? I mean, worst case, I guess you could take it off and just use this. But in this case, I mean, once there is a hole, this screws on perfectly. Hole is done. See? It's perfect. It's a little long. I think this is there so you could cut it. Yeah, so that's our gray water system. Like super simple and easy, and no smells are gonna come through. Yeah, it's perfect. Okay, everything is connected. We don't have a power switch yet. Kevin just kind of forgot about that. But we're in a second gonna turn on the battery and then open the faucet and see if anything happens. I just pre-pressurize this with a regular bike pump around 30 psi. Let's hope it works. This is our little safety net here. There's some water in here. I'll just connect it. Up, up. The pump is doing something. Okay. Oh boy, this is scary. Oh my god. I don't know. No water is being pulled. Oh, something's happening. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah? Yay! Okay. This looks interesting.
I have to prime the pump.
Yeah. Oh yeah, can you turn it off? Oh.
There.
Okay. This is so scary.
I hope it wasn't bad that it was running without water.
How do you prime a pump? Shit, I don't know.
Did it not say anything about that?
I don't know. I
Did you
forgot
read
to
the
read that.
instructions?
No.
You didn't read the instructions?
I don't know. No, not really.
Oh my god.
Get the instructions. There's no leak.